Ready?
Yeah. Hi, this is Laura Strunk, your productivity coach in the Market Center. Today what we are doing is we are creating your business plan based on the Keller Williams models, tools, and systems. So you actually need three things in hand before we get started. You need a pen or a pencil or a pen. You need a calculator either on your phone or a regular one. And the last thing you need is this sheet of paper, the MRA Annual Action Plan Worksheet. Okay, if you do not have this piece of paper in hand, push pause, find it, and then push play. It does you no good to watch this video without having this piece of paper. So we're going to go ahead and start from the top. The very first thing that you need to put down is your net income goal. What this is the amount of money that you want to make at the end of this year from real estate after you have paid your Keller Williams expenses and also the money it takes for you to run your business. So it's the money that you want in your pocket at the end of the day before paying taxes. So you pick the number. This is your goal. This is not my goal. I'm just going to pick a placeholder number just so for example purposes, we're going to do 100,000 for this example. The next line is your cost of sales. I'm going to abbreviate it by COS. Your cost of sales is the money that you pay to Keller Williams in your 70-30 split. It is your, if you're in mentorship, it's what you pay your mentors. If you're in productivity coaching, it's what you pay the productivity coach. And if you refer any business out to any other agents. So if you're an agent that is not in mentorship or productivity coaching, it should be $27,000. If you're in mentorship or productivity coaching, it should be around, I would give it a rough estimate of $35,000. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and put $35,000 because I'm going to assume you're in productivity coaching at this point. The next piece is your operating expenses. This is the amount of money it takes for you to run your business. Your business cards, your dues to MRAS, your H card, your Century card dues, any money that you're paying on marketing, all of those fees and expenses, your monthly due fee to Keller Williams, okay? The minimum amount of money that I've seen agents be able to run their business on is $3,000. So the minimum you have to have there is $3,000. You can have more though, okay? The last line is your gross commission income. I'm going to abbreviate it by GCI, and I want you to add up all three of these numbers. Okay, whatever your number is, mine is 138. Okay, now this is your gross commission income. This is the number that we're going to work off of on both sides of the sheet. As you can see, there's two arrows down, there's a left side and there's a right side. And we're going to use this 138. So I'm going to actually erase all of this. You keep it on your paper. Okay, I'm going to rewrite up here GCI 138. Okay. Now you have two arrows down. Okay, we're going to work on the left arrow down, which is your seller side. Okay, so the very first line that you have is percentage of GCI from sellers. Now the model is that the majority of your business should come from sellers, not buyers. So I would recommend that you put 60% there or higher. However, it is your business plan, so you get to determine that. Now, as you can see, take a quick look at this piece of paper on my finger right here. You can see there's actually the formulas, the mathematic formulas that we're using are all listed right here. Okay, so follow along with that. So what you do is you take your total GCI that you have up above, and you can see there's a time symbol, and then you're timesing it by 60%. Now, my mom was a middle school math teacher. Now, when you times it by 60%, you have to do one or two things. You either have to put times 60 and then hit the percent button on your calculator, or you need to times it by 0.60. Okay, so I'm going to take my calculator out, and I'm going to do the calculation right here. If I can find my calculator. There it goes. All right, so I'm taking 138 and I'm timesing by 0.60, and that's the GCI that I'm going to get from sellers. 82,800. So out of this 138, 82,800 is going to come from sellers. Now the next line is your percentage commission. That's how much you're charging on your side, not what you're co-opting to the buyer's agent. So this is going to be different for everybody. Some agents say I'm not going to take a listing below 3%. Some say I'll take some at 2.5%, some at 3%, so maybe average is 2.75%. Some agents say it's 2.5%, whatever it is. Some say it's 6%, whatever it is. Okay, I'm just going to use 3%. Now you can see the mathematical formula is dividing, and it's a percentage again. So you're going to divide by 0.03 if it's 3%. If it's 2.5%, 0.025, because you have to make it a percent. It's going to be a very, very large number. So mine is 2,760,000. So what that means is I have to sell 2,760,000 worth of deals. So if I get 3 listings, one at 1 million, the next one at $1 million, the next one at $1 million, that would be 3 million in sales. So you need to get up to the 2.76 million in order to generate 82,800 GCI from sellers. The next piece is the average sales price. If you do not know what your average sales price, the average sales price in Howard County is $300,000. I would just use that. You're going to take this very large number and you're going to divide it by 300,000. And so mine is 9.2. I always recommend at this point that you're going to round up. So what that means is you need to sell 10 homes at 300,000 to sell 2.76 million at a 3% commission to get 82,800 in gross commission. Now the next line says conversion rate. This is what this is saying is pretend right now that you have 10 active listings in the multiple list. There's 10 signs in the yards, there are 10 in the multiple list. How many of them are actually selling? If you don't know, I would go on the conservative side as a new agent. New agents are typically around 50 to 60%. Okay, a more experienced agent maybe around 80 to 85%. So I'm just going to put 60%. 60% of every single seller that you take, listing that you take, is actually going to sell. So once again, you're going to divide. So you're going to take this 10 number, you're going to divide it by 60%, so 60 plus the percentage sign, or 0.60. And that means that you actually have to, mine says 16.6, once again I'm going to round up. That means I have to list 17 homes in order for 10 of them to sell. Okay, the next conversion rate, pretend right now that you go on 10 listing appointments in the next week. How many of those 10 sellers decide to hire you? Okay, maybe 80, maybe 60, maybe 70. Once again, for a new agent, I would recommend putting around 60%. Okay, so once again now, we're going to take that 17, we're going to divide it by the percentage, so by 0.60 or 60 in the percentage sign. And what this means, I got 28.3, I'm going to round up again. I need to go on 29 listing appointments to get 17 sellers to hire me, to get 10 listings sold, to sell 2.76 million in sold volume from sellers to generate 82,800 in GCI from sellers. We're going to do the same thing now on the buyer side. So now let's go over to this side here. This is the buyer side. Okay, so now if 60% comes from sellers, 40% is going to come from buyers. So once again, we're going to start back up top at our GCI amount. So we have I have 138. I'm timesing it by 40%, so 40 then the percentage sign, or 0.40. And so this is now 55,200 of my GCI is going to come from buyers. If I add up these two numbers, it's going to equal 138, my total GCI goal. Okay. Once again, buyer commission. Now, in most cases, most agents go with the co-op and the multiple list, so I would recommend on this line put 2.5. You do have the choice to insist that your buyers pay a certain commission, and if the MLS is less, the buyer makes up the difference. That is a business decision you can make. However, if you're unsure, I would just put 2.5%. So you're going to take now the 55,200 and you are going to divide it by 2.5%, so that's 0.025. Once again, we get a number in the millions. So you need to sell 2,208,000 from buyers. Okay, so your total sales volume for the year would be adding these two up. So it would be 4,968,000 in sales this year, which, by the way, is capping, so you would be getting 100% commission, which is awesome. Average sales price, next line. If you don't know, put 300,000 again. Average sales price for Howard County. So now take your 2 million number, divide it by 300,000. I get 7.36, so I'm going to round up again. That means I need to do 8 transactions from buyers this year. Now, same thing. Let's pretend you have 10 buyer agency agreements signed. So 10 buyers have signed the agency agreement and they're looking at homes with you. How many of them actually buy a home? This is usually a higher percentage. Okay, if a buyer signs a buyer agency, usually they end up buying a home. So I would put somewhere around 80% if you don't know. Once again, I'm going to take the number 8, I'm going to divide it by 80%, which is 0.80, or you can do 80 and then a percentage sign. And this means I need to get 10 buyer agency agreements signed. Now, the next conversion rate. If you sit down and do 10 buyer consultations, how many of those buyers are actually hiring you? Okay, once again, I think that's a relatively higher conversion rate. I would put 80%. So then take your 10, divide it by 0.80 or 80 and a percent sign. And once again, this is saying I have 12.5, I'm rounding up. I need to go on 13 buyer consultations this year to get 10 buyers to hire me, to close 8 transactions, to get 2.2 million in sales, to generate 55,200 in GCI from buyers. Now, so you need to go on 29 listing appointments and 13 buyer presentations. So now what you want to do is on the bottom, it says total buyer listing presentations. So go ahead and add up these two numbers. I'm going to put mine over here. So mine is I need to go on 42 appointments this year. Now at this point, you may start to feel a little bit nervous, like, oh my gosh, 42 appointments. Let's think about it, okay? If you're doing this not at the beginning of the year, you need to adjust for how many weeks are left in the year. Okay, so count up how many weeks are in the year. I'm going to go with that we're working on this an entire year. So there's 52 weeks in the year, and let's say that you want to take 3 weeks off. So you actually have 49 weeks, okay, weeks that you are working to get 42 appointments. So now take 42 appointments, divide it by 49, and it's 0.8. I'm going to round up. I need to go on 1 appointment a week. Okay, that doesn't seem as scary, does it? Okay, so all you need to do right now is to lead generate, prospect, find business to book 1 appointment a week, and with this model, with these conversion rates, you will be reaching your goal. Now, if you don't know how to lead generate, or you don't know how to prospect, there's a few resources for you. Attend Ignite. Attend all sessions of Ignite. It goes through all the basic lead gen systems. Take Bold. Bold is lead generating at a high level. Get into productivity coaching. Productivity coaching is completely surrounding us with lead generation systems and holding you accountable to that. This now is your business plan for the upcoming year. Please do it, and then you can take this business plan and go into the commitment to excellence so you can start tracking your results and tracking your numbers. Hope this was helpful, and have a great day.